Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. We are responding to some inquiries concerning Allen versus Indiana. This is the Delphi appeal that we have been following for quite some time. Our last presentation brought to your attention that the Indiana Court of Appeals granted Mr. Allen's motion for oral argument, meaning before the three-judge panel in the Indiana Court of Appeals rules on this matter, Mr. Allen and the state of Indiana through counsel are going to have an opportunity to come before the appellate court and make a final pitch, not on the papers, which is what's happened in the briefings, but in person. And the question is, what was it? What did he state as good cause? Because oral argument doesn't happen in every case. He gave 3 reasons in the motion for oral argument. The first, this case is factually complex, spanning 22 volumes of transcript, 15 volumes of electronic exhibits, and multiple volumes of conventional exhibits. An oral argument will put facts into context and answer any questions. So what he's saying here, the record is massive that the appellate court's going to be looking at, and therefore he believes that if the appellate panel has questions, they can't ask questions of an initial brief on the merits or the response that the state of Indiana filed or Mr. Allen's reply brief that he filed. But what Mr. Allen is saying, perfect time to address those questions, oral argument. Second point is rather interesting. He is saying here, this case also involves an issue of first impression. Now, what is first impression? This means a situation where no other court, whether it is the Supreme Court of Indiana or maybe another out-of-state court, has resolved an issue like this. So this appellate panel is going to be dealing with some unique facts and going to have to make a decision here as to whether or not reversible error is present. What is it? It states here, whether Allen's statements made during a psychosis caused by his prolonged maximum security solitary confinement were voluntary and admissible. What he has argued is that the jury should not have seen his quote-unquote confession because he was not, as he says here, in the right state of mind. In fact, he was in a psychosis arising from the conditions that he had been subject to over a long period of time. And so he was not in a condition to make a meaningful, a willful, and a voluntary decision to say what he said during that confession. He had tried to get it thrown out. Judge Gull overruled. So he's saying here, appellate court, you're going to have to resolve it merits oral argument as the second reason given by him. And then the final, this case also involves the important constitutional issue of the right to present a defense. Now, what does this mean? Any person who is charged with a crime is entitled to present a defense against those charges. And what he's saying is, based on the rulings that happened in the case below, it was tantamount to not being able to present a meaningful defense. And so that's his third reason. It has been scheduled, as we have reported, September 21st, 2026 in Indianapolis at the Supreme Court building there in the state of Indiana. This will now conclude this presentation of the Indie Zone. Until next time, thank you for joining us here today.